Lana with Lana Belana Design, and welcome to Christmas in July Spellbinders. Today we're playing with some beautiful dice here, such a cool dice set. And for this, I am also going to use this awesome cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. This is a beautiful shimmery cardstock that I absolutely love to use for my holiday cards. And you've seen me use this cardstock many times. I love this company. It's made in the US, and whenever it comes to colored cardstock, I will use this company. Aside from this color cardstock, we are going to use some white Nina 110-pound cardstock. This is classic crest solar white, and I cut this panel to 5¼ by 5¼ Next, I'm going to die cut all my little pieces here off camera, and I'll be back in just a second your time. I ended up cutting another panel here out of that gold cardstock. This is going to actually create a little frame around this white panel. And here are all the pieces that I die cut. I probably die cut way too much than needed, but it's better to cut more than less. And this is the sleigh. This is the star of the show. I love this. It has beautiful details, so ornate. Just love it. And I'm using some liquid adhesive here to attach these two pieces together. And as previously mentioned, I am only using this gold cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse and Nina Classic Crest Soul White for all of my elements in my card. Now, some of these pieces are going to be gold, some of them are going to be die cut in white. And another thing, what I wanted to tell you, that when you have pieces like this, it is so important to use all those little scraps that you have been hoarding. And this is a perfect opportunity for that. Now you can see how many of these pieces I've already die cut in gold. However, I ended up going back and cutting some pieces out of white cardstock. I decided that it's so much better to have a little bit of that contrast. Even though I'm only using two colors, trust me, it wasn't looking good when everything was in one color. I like to organize all my pieces and kind of sort them through and see what I have and what I don't have, and I put everything in these little small piles. Next, as you can see, I simply glued this ribbon around my presents. This is so cute. Absolutely love this little assembler like this. It takes me back to my childhood when I was creating these little paper dolls. That was pretty fun. Now, while I'm doing this, I would like to thank Spellbinders for sending me this beautiful die set. This is from their collection called Handmade Holidays, and this is Christmas in July. This particular die set is called Delivering Joy Sleigh Etched Dies, and I just absolutely think this is such a cool and very detailed die. There's a lot that you can actually do with this, and I will have another video coming up soon to show you how to create and assemble little elements and little critters for your bigger cards. So back to this project, as you can see, all my little critters here are done, and it's always better to create these little elements for your cards ahead of time, and then you have everything ready to assemble your card. That being said, I'm just going to continue on assembling these little elements, and I'll be back in just a second, your time, for the next step. In this next step, I'm going to create a couple of sentiments. I'm using Glimmer Hot Foiling System by Spellbinders. I'm using Spellbinders foil, and to foil everything, I'm going to use Nina 110 pound cardstock. This is Classic Crust Soul White. All you have to do is trim the foil that you're going to need for your foiling, put it on the paper, and next just attach your foiling plates onto this foil. Make sure to secure these plates with some masking tape. That way you know that these plates are not going to move. And when foiling, you want to make sure that these plates are directly touching this foiling platform. Cover everything with those two plates and wait for the light to turn on green. Once the light is green, press the timer and wait for it to stop flashing. Once the light is off, put it through the die cutting machine and you will get beautiful sentiments. As you can see, my sentiment is overfoiled here, and there is actually a trick to remove that extra foil. Grab some sand eraser, gently rub on top of that, and that extra foil is going to be removed. Yes, this can happen if you apply a lot of pressure, so having a sand eraser is a lifesaver. And now I finally get to create the card. This is by far my absolute favorite part. I like to start off with the largest element and simply build around it. One tip that I can give you is try not to apply glue to the entire piece. I personally like to just apply glue where I know that I won't be adding any elements to that specific spot later on. Next, I like to add elements that are going to be in the very back, and just keep on adding the elements, building up my scene until I am happy with the way my design looks. For attaching elements like this, you can use any adhesives you like. I prefer liquid adhesive. Also, a foam tape does a good trick. That is if you would like to add some extra dimension to your cards. But I do have to be honest with you, I do not recommend you use any double-sided adhesive or any tape runners. Those adhesives are not as strong, and you will end up losing your elements. They'll just keep falling off of your cards, and you're not really going to be happy with it. So use something that you know that it's going to stay there permanently, and just have fun with building your cards. After I securely glued all the elements to the panel, I added the sentiments and some gold jewels. One thing I forgot to mention is that these sentiments are also new from Spellbinders and are called handmade sentiments etched dies and are from the handmade holiday collection. Next, I glued everything to the gold panel and then glued everything to the base. And the card is done. I absolutely adore this card. It looks so beautiful and so sophisticated. It reminds me of something that you would get at a store. And to take this card to the next level, I'm going to create a custom envelope next. To create an envelope, I'm using this envelope punch board by William Keepers. I am also going to melt some wax for my wax seals, and this is what's actually going to put that card to the next level. This wax seal stamp that I'm using is by Spellbinders and it's called Gifts on Arrival. And I am also going to use just these gold beads from this little package. Now, this package is from a monthly subscription for your Wax Seal of the Month Club. And every month you get a new wax seal stamp and you get a bag of wax. I believe these wax beads are available on Spellbinders website, and I will leave the link down below. I'm just going to put these beads into my electric melting tool, also linked down below, and I'm going to create an envelope next. To create the envelope, I'm using this awesome heavy vellum, and this heavy vellum is really sturdy and perfect for your envelopes. I got this, I believe, on Amazon, and it is 48 pounds heavy, which for vellum is a lot. So I cut the vellum according to the size guide that is written on this punch board, and all that I'm doing here is turning this paper round, punching and scoring. It is a very easy tool to use, so if you haven't ever used this before, I really suggest you get it because it's a perfect tool for any card maker. After I'm done turning and punching this vellum, I'm going to fold the flaps and glue them with liquid adhesive. Yes, this glue will most definitely show through the vellum, but honestly, any adhesive would. You can also use a double-sided tape for perhaps cleaner look, but from my personal experience, the tape is not strong enough to hold the vellum in place and the flaps always end up opening. And now, let's seal this envelope. The wax should be all melted by now, and I'm first going to protect my surface. I'm using a little silicone mat for wax sealing, and here is one trick that I like to do. I put a little line with the Sharpie on top of the seal here to mark the center of the seal. That way I always stamp straight. Next, I'm going to pour the wax directly on my envelope, nice and slowly in a circular motion, and gently stamp. Now, if you are not sure about your wax sealing abilities, you can always create seals on the side and glue them on later. And I am going to wait here for just a few moments until my wax is nice and cool, and it'll be time for me to reveal the results.
I love this card and I love this project. Absolutely beautiful. How elegant is that? I'm very pleased with this project and I cannot describe to you how much I actually love it. And with this, we'll wrap up our video. Thank you, Spellbinders, for sending me such a cute and elegant set to play with. This is absolutely beautiful. I cannot tell you how much I actually love this and enjoy putting it together. And again, thank you all for coming, visiting me, and supporting my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below. Subscribe, share, like, all the above. And I will see you soon with another video. Thank you all so much again, and happy crafting and happy Christmas in July.